Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi Adam Kligfeld.
Good morning. Boker Tov to those who are joining here in person in the Whiteman Conference Room at Temple Beth Am. Boker Tov to those who are joining via Zoom. And Boker Tov to anyone who might be joining live on Facebook. And hello to anyone who might be joining or listening to this afterwards on the Temple Beth Am podcast. Here we are, Erev Shabbat, a few minutes late, and a gift to ourselves. Whether we've meditated a lot since the last Friday morning meditation, or we've been waiting for this opportunity, no one can take this away from us. And again, we're about to have an experience that's both very individuated and very joint. And once we close our eyes and go inside our minds, the only ones there are ourselves. But we're sharing it. And even if you're listening to this later, you will have shared a journey in your mind that is along a similar path as those who are doing it live. As you know, in the weeks between Pesach and Shavuot, I attune my own personal and the public meditations that I lead to the rhythm of the Omer, the 7x7 Kabbalistic grid onto the 49 days of the Omer. We are right now in the 27th day of the Omer, so we are in the fourth week and the sixth day. And because our meditations have been on Fridays, we're always at the same subset of the next week's emanation, Sfirah. So we are now in the Sfirah of Netzach, a Hebrew word which has many connotations. It can mean victory. It can mean forever, like lenetzach. It can mean endurance. In the Kabbalistic realm, it mostly means endurance, staying power, something which lasts, the everlastingness of God. It's something that we are meant to think about even in our mortal zones. What about us has netzach, that lasts, endures, and transcends time. And like in every Friday this year, we are in the sixth day of the fourth week, and the sixth day is Yesod, foundation, bonding. And so the interesting mashup today is, in the things that we do to make sure that we perpetuate ourselves, that we last, that we go on, that we endure, maybe that we win. At what point is there a sacrifice of bonding with others? And can we overcome that? So your mind might go to places where there are things that we do to ensure that we will still be here, that we'll be on top, that we will last. Does that sometimes get in the way of bonding with others who are sharing this space and this moment with us? When we are in the 27th day of the Omer, Yesod Shabanetzach, we're trying to find the ways to stick around and endure, that bond us deeply to others rather than separate us. It's the opposite of survival of the fittest. It's the way of surviving and enduring in deep relationships with others. So that's the setup, and here's the meditation. I invite you all to close your eyes. And let this moment wash over you as a gift. Some mornings are easy. Some mornings are stressful. Some weeks are calm. Some weeks, the stuff never stops. However this week has been, however this morning has been, you are now entering a cocoon, a womb, a protected zone, a Switzerland. There's no conflict here. There's nothing attacking. Nothing can penetrate this zone other than that which you wish for and invite and beckon. Try to feel that in your body, as your body and your mind do a dance, your mind conjuring a serenity that spreads to your body experiencing a tranquility that calms down your mind. Think slow, as if each word that your mind produces and each image is an old vinyl record on a slower pace than it should be. But it doesn't sound warped. It just sounds and feels unhurried. For in this moment, there is nothing to see. There is nothing to do. There is nothing to want. You are reunited with your body that you've been using so far this morning, perhaps without thinking of it. You are reawakened in your mind, which you've been using and crafting and forming all day and all week. And now you're alert to it. Let the word Netzach appear in your mind's eye. If you work in Hebrew, think of a nun, a tzadi, and a chet. If you work in English, transliterate it how you wish, Netzach or AH. Just see the letters swirling in your mind's eye. Netzach is the push, the instinct to self-perpetuate, to persevere, to be the last one standing. It's a fusion of victory and endurance. It's very anthropological and evolutionary. We propagate our genes to exist, to aim for God's everlasting existence. We all want to stick around. And what pushes us in that direction is the Sphira of Netzach. It's neither a good nor a bad ambition. It's a part of the human condition, and it's a divine attribute. And to get to Netzach, sometimes people are in our way. Or things. And so we dismiss them, jump over them, knock them down, defeat them. because the finish line is way up there, and we are running for Netzach. Some of that is inevitable. But today, how do we introduce Yesod into Netzach? A situation that lasts, in which we endure, but along the way we have made foundational bonds between us and others. Rather than severing them, we've strengthened them. Yesod. A bond is not inimical to our enduring. It can be essential. We don't have to be victorious alone. We don't need to be the only one at the finish line. Others can join us, help us get there. Yesod is our sub-focus today. Bonding with the other, bonding with the Holy One, so that our Netzach is not only long-lasting, but it is reliable. It is amicable. It is worthy. Netzach, but through the prism of Yesod. Yesod, Netzach. Bonding on the way to forever. Connecting to others as a means of achieving the most important of victories. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'll pull up the closing meditation prayer onto the screen. Let's say it 3 times. We say, may we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. We all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. And we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. And we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. And we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. That we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. That we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. And may we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. And I say to you all, Shalom, and Shabbat Shalom, and Namaste, and good luck with your bonding on your way to your victories.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am, Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.